Hello and welcome. You join me, ADG, for the first round of Season 2 of the Simfx 1 hour endurance race. Opened up this season, should I say, to every Group 3 car, no stipulation on choice, on drivetrain or anything like that. So, without much further ado, we'll quickly run through the grid. So Diablo put it in first in the BMW, Steve Obb in second, Pants in third, all three of those in the BMW, Stetstones in fourth, Skid Guru in fifth, Phoenix in sixth, I am in seventh, ADG 123, Bazinger in eighth, Mulson in ninth, Specky Jock in 10th, GT Delhi in 11th, B Cooney in 12th, and Ginger Tim 13th, and Broge in 14th, coming up the rear. So we're away. So watching Diablo as he gets chased quite closely straight away on the first lap by Steve Obb. New guy to us this season. Quite a lot of us have been in Pro-Am last year and they're still in Pro-Am this year, so a lot of us are familiar to each other, but there's a couple of guys new to us joining us. So Steve Obb being one of them, and Pants in third, being another one that's new to us, all that were racing together last season anyway. So all very close and bunched up in first to fourth position as we watch them all come down the straight. And then we've got Phoenix drop back a little bit in fifth. Skid Guru right on his tail in the Lexus in sixth. Close racing going on straight away on the first lap. But everyone got away pretty cleanly as far as I know. So no incidents into turn one, which is always good to hear. Does make a difference having these rolling starts. I think we'd have a bit more of an issue with if we didn't have rolling starts on. Anyway, we've got Phoenix and Skid Guru side by side now. I'm looking to make an opportunity if I can, following them into this corner. Skid Guru takes the place back off Phoenix, so Skid Guru into fifth and Phoenix in sixth. Pretty close battle going on between them guys then. So we've got Bazinger and Mulson pretty close together behind them. Mulson trying to go down the inside, but Bazinger keeping the position. GT Delhi's right behind them, looking to make the most of any opportunity that arises. Good to be back, by the way. Just on a little side note, did all those replays last season, missed a few because of missing rage quitting or missing the forgetting to what's it called, save the replay. So glad to be back this season, feels fresh again, and I'm looking forward to another season of commentary over these races. So hope tune in and enjoy them. I'll try and do my best. So Phoenix is, I've missed what's happened, but Phoenix has had a bit of an incident, dropped down to 13th now. So a bit of a shame. He was in 6th place. And whatever it's called, got into 5th at one point. Got past Guru. So we've got Broge challenging B Cooney, bumper to bumper. Both looking to reel in GT Delhi in front of them. Bit of a different choice there from Broge and the Aston Martin. A lot of people seem to have gone for the Porsche or the BMW this season. Tyre wears up to ×5 this season, and fuel consumption's on ×2. So ×5 tyre wear is a bit more than it was last season. It was on ×4 last season, if I remember rightly. So we've got that to deal with this season, and it certainly makes a hell of a difference on a track like this, Autopolis, where it's just corner after corner. There's not that many straights, and your tyre wear is quite high on a track like this. So it definitely makes a hell of a difference being on ×5 as well. So we'll quickly go through the order and make a note of if there's any changes. So there is Steve Hobbs taking the lead off Diablo. Diablo now down into 3rd and Ickle Pants up into 2nd. All 3 of them again in the BMWs, so seem to be the fastest car around this track certainly. And then we've got Steve Stones still in 4th, started in 4th. Skid Guru in 5th, which started in 5th, so just having a good start. We're only on lap 3. We've got Meet A to G in 6th, so I've made up 1 place. I started in 7th. Specky Jock in 7th, which started in 10th, so he's made up 3 places, which is really good. Mulson in 8th, started in 9th, so he's made up 1 place. Basinger in 9th, dropped back 1 place, started in 8th. GT Delhi has made up 1 place because he started in 11th. Broge started right at the back in 14th, so he's made up 3 places, that's good. B. Cooney, we catch him going on the gravel, caught him at a bad time, just going through the order. 12th, B. Cooney started in, so he's just dropped back into 13th now. And then Ginger Tim started in 13th and he finds himself in 14th now, so a bit unfortunate, but I think the GT, what is it, McLaren, whatever it's called, I forget what it's called, the McLaren anyway, it's a bit of a beast to handle, I hear, from all accounts. Anyway, so we'll see where the action's at and switch up the camera angles a little bit, see what's going on. Got Steve Stones incredibly close to Diablo, breathing down his neck. I actually really enjoyed this race personally, but it's not a track I enjoy, but I actually enjoyed the challenge, let's say, and I had some good close racing throughout my race, so it was good. Very entertaining towards the end as well. So a bit of a gap between those guys now. I've dropped off Skid Guru, who just kept gaining time on me. Couldn't really do anything about it, so found myself dropping back a little bit. Mulson's chasing me, and Specky Jock's pretty close to Mulson, but it's all getting a little bit spread out now on lap 5. GT Delhi has a big gap now, and Bro's pretty close, far behind, so we'll watch Specky and Mulson as they're pretty close together at the moment. Another thing to mention, actually, I can't remember because I ain't got it in front of me exactly where they're from, but notice that there's a couple of international races with us this season. I know there was last season as well, but from different countries this season. I don't know why I mentioned it because I ain't got the information to be able to actually tell you where they're from, but there you go, that's my amateur commentary for you. Without thinking of say something before I think, really. So Specky being nice and respectful on the brakes, making sure he doesn't go back in into the back of Mulson. We as a team considered the BMW for the season, but we decided on the Porsche instead, just because of tyre wear, I believe. We on the overall decision, and that's why we made the decision to go with the Porsche. Anyway, we'll catch up with everyone, skip through. I've not made too many notes. I know to look out for lap 26 where I need to chuck an apology in for GT Delhi. Hope everyone's fired up for this season and the rest of the races coming. Certainly felt like a long break in between. When the last season finished, I was quite glad they had finished. It was like a weight off my shoulders almost in a way. in a weird way. I don't know why it felt like that, but it did. So it was quite nice to finish the season, but then about 3 days after that I had no racing to do, so I was gunning to get going again. Really enjoyed last night because of that. Kelly in 9th, Broge in 10th. So Broge started right at the back. He's having a good steady race here and making up places slowly. Phoenix now up into 11th after his early up. So we're on lap 6 now, and everyone's tyres will be going slightly off now. Struggling that little bit. The lap times will be going up and up slowly but surely as everyone gets slower. So Steve Hobb actually coming to lap Ginger Tim now on lap 6. So we'll watch Diablo as he comes up to Ginger Tim as well. Bit of a moment as he has a bit of correction, bit of oversteer on the exit. Fire spitting out of the side of the Diablo's car there, the BMW. I don't know where Tim's gone now. Oh, he's still in front. It's going to be really boring watching that. I thought they all might get past a bit quicker. So we've got Ickle Pants right on the back of me now. Pretty close. He chases me up the hill into the braking zone for the tight left hairpin. It's a fictional track, this doesn't actually exist. So as far as I know, there's no corner names, but I aim to learn the corner names this season and actually be able to refer to the real world track corner names that do exist, if my memory's up to it, that is. I need to get myself a little print out of the track every week. So we see Steve Stones giving positions away as he's on the grass. Obviously didn't mean to, but he's had a bit of a moment, and he loses a few places, puts me up into 4th and Ickle Pants into 5th. Only drops it back into 6th, but obviously was higher up, so it's a bit gutting that Steve Stones has had that mistake. We've got Steve Stones in the pit now after that. So probably thought those tyres have gone too much. That's probably why he had the moment in the first place. So he's pitted straight away, or he had a bit of damage, I'm not sure. Mulson now up into 6th, Specky Jock into 7th, GT Jelly in 8th. So everyone's making up a few places as people start pitting. And then it'll all switch around later on. 9th now, Phoenix. Last time we checked in on him, he was in 11th, so he's doing well. Just keeping it clean and consistent now. We'll look for skip through quickly and see who can actually see each other. At the moment it's Ickle Pants chasing me. That's about as good as it's going to get. I think we might have a bit of action with Skid Guru and Ginger Tim. No, just passing Ginger Tim. So BMW versus Porsche. As I drift it in. Ickle Pants getting the run on me now, getting into the slipstream. See if he has a go down the inside or the outside. I've gone to the outside, so he's down the inside. And cleanly gets past. Just try and stick on his bumper to not lose too much time, even though I've dropped a position. So Equal Pants doing a good job there, getting it done nice and clean into the first corner. No dramas. Seems like a very competent racer, so I don't know if he's raced in different leagues before. It kind of rings a bell, his name, but I don't think I've raced against him before. But I've definitely seen something about him before. Anyway, so yep, seems a very competent racer. It's good to know that the new guys are good. Not good enough to be clean anyway. So let's just run through the order again. No, in fact, we'll wait for the majority of the pit stops to happen. If we look at Steve Hobbs' tyres in the bottom left there, he's on the softs, but really worn at the front now. Not so bad at the rear, and towards half a tank of fuel as well. So going well, but he'll have to pit soon if he don't want to start losing too much time on his laps. But then again, if he can carry on putting half decent times in on the soft tyre, even if it is worn, then it's still a lot faster than doing it on the medium or anything else. It's just making it last so you don't start dropping off the cliff all of a sudden and losing like 3 seconds a lap. Obviously at which point you pit straight away. So we've got me in the pits jumping in, and I actually go from medium tyres, which I started the race onto hard tyres at this point. Tried a bit of a different strategy to see if it'd bring me into the race later on, and we shall see. But yeah, I actually went for the hards at this point in the race. Felt like the mediums had pretty much given up on me, even though we're only 10 laps in and 15 minutes into the race, but felt like they were giving up on me and I was just struggling a little bit. So I thought, why struggle and go around struggling and worrying every corner? I'll just go into pits and get some fresh tyres on. So no one's really close at the moment. We'll watch Equal Pants as he comes up to the back marker of Ginger Tim. Having a bit of a mare, Ginger Tim, in that McLaren on this race. GT Delhi now up into 6th place, which is good considering he started in 11th, so really good driving there from Delhi. Good angle to watch from as Phoenix drifts it in slightly with the back end into that corner. And got Steve Stones chasing him down in the Mercedes though. Keep an eye on this for a minute or two. We've got Skid Guru in the pits. I actually need to join some of these pit stops so I can skip a bit of time. Otherwise I won't have any time to skip. So Equal Pants comes back out in 6th. Felt like a really good race, but I've missed all the action if there has been any at this point. I know it came good towards the end for everyone, action wise, or a few of us anyway. At this point it feels like the race has got a bit stale. Got Steve Stearns chasing Skid Guru. Equal Pants chasing Steve Stearns pretty closely. No, we'll stick with this for a second or two. No sign of Mulson in the rearview mirror. Bit of contact there, but unintentional, and they both got away with it. No damage on Equal Pants' car and no damage on Steve Stones, so although it's not good to have contact, it didn't make any difference to either of them really. So Ginger Tim getting out of the way for people coming through. Steve Stern's getting a good run on Ickle Pants down the straight there out of the last corner. So it looks like he'll keep the position into T1. What have we got going up ahead? We've got Skid Guru chasing GT Delhi down now, and Delhi's up into third place now with the pit stops that have gone on around him. So really good from Delhi. But no doubt if I switch to Delhi, his tyres are pretty worn and he'll be going in the pit soon. Well, not too bad, but they are pretty worn. So Skid Guru's definitely got the advantage as he's come out on fresh mediums behind GT. You see how he uses the advantage. Oh, chose not to dive too late down the inside, did Skid Guru, but I think Delhi ended up outbraking himself for some reason, giving too much room to Skid Guru, going too deep into the corner and dropping back there because of that. So both a bit too cautious with each other really, and worked out okay for Skid Guru, but not so good for Delhi. No contact there. I'll just skip to Steve Hobb as he's in the pits because I need to skip a bit of time. So Steve Hobb coming out of the pits in 6th place. With Specky Jock following him. So I think the majority of the pit stops will be over by now. But most people are on fresh tyres. Broge, as we look there, has got a bit of damage at the rear and rear right suspension damage. Worn tyres, so he must have pitted early, I'm guessing. In 10th place. But yeah, I think most people have pitted, so we'll go through the order. So Diablo now in 1st place in the BMW. We've got Skid Guru in the Lexus in 2nd place. Good race from Skid Guru this week. It seems like he's on it this season already, so hope he can keep up that through the season. Ickle Pants in 3rd place in the BMW. Lexus versus BMW battle going on at the moment. We'll keep an eye on this and then skip through in a minute, see what everyone else is up to. Got Steve Stearns in 4th. Oh, we've got Diablo. I need to skip this time. Sorry, I have to keep going to the pit stops and skipping them. So Diablo comes out in 4th place after his stop. If you haven't seen these videos before, I have to skip just to get it under an hour, so it don't go over 2 videos rather than stream it or do anything like that. Or have to cut it down and edit it on what's it called? I'd rather just skip a bit of time in the pits, basically. Feel like it works okay. So Skid Guru's actually made his way into 1st place now, doing really, really well. Ickle Pants in 2nd. I'm sure he were in 2nd place. I could be wrong. I might have said we were in 1st place a minute ago, but I'm sure he were in 2nd place last time I looked. Ickle Pants in 2nd. Steve Stearns in 3rd in the Mercedes. Diablo now in 4th in the BMW. Got Steve Hobb 1993 in the BMW 2. Specky Jock in the Beamer. Phoenix in the Porsche. Eddie G in the Porsche. Basinger in the, can't quite see it from here, Lexus. Gonna have to get used to all these cars and the names for who's in which car. GT Delhi in the Porsche as well. Mulson in the Porsche. I've given up on the positions, I forgot that's what I was doing. Basinger in 9th place, I'm in 8th. Phoenix in 7th. GT Delhi in 10th place. Mulson in 11th now. Pete Cooney in the Lexus in 12th place. Broad in the couldn't recognise it then. The Aston Martin in 13th place, and then we've got Ginger Tim in the McLaren in 14th place. Just to quickly go through the order again. We're coming towards halfway through the race, so we're doing all right so far. Been pretty good. We'll stick with this little battle up front for the time being. See what else is going on actually. I might be missing something. I didn't really pay much attention as I skipped through. It looks like there's a bit of a gap between most people. Mulson in the pits now, going from medium to medium. And we've got Broad in the pits going from soft to soft. So just sticking on the soft. So Mulson came out in 12th place and Broad came out in 13th place there. I feel like I've missed all the action in this race so far. Skip it up onto my onboard just to have a bit of a different view. Quite cool on board as well with the funky lights on the steering wheel. When you go on board, you really start to like feel the hesitation of the track and the car as well, a bit more than you do when you're looking from the outside. So to me, it really feels like you're waiting for the understeer to cure so you can get your foot down a bit more. You can see the hesitation almost. So we've got Ickle, Pants, Steve Ob and Stones all in the pits at the same time. Who do I go to? We'll go to Steve Ob. Coming out into 8th place, Ickle Pants into 9th place, so GT Delhi getting ahead of them too, into 7th place now. Got Steve Ob chasing me down. I'm on the hard tyre at this point, so quite an interesting point in the race for me. I was just trying to hold people off for as long as possible, knowing that eventually I'll have to let them pass really, because they're just faster than me and there's no point in holding them up for too long. But just trying to hold them up to gain a little bit of time on them later in the race, quite honestly. Not actually for this period of the race, but just thought if I can hold them up a little bit without actually, you know, causing too much stress for them, then I might as well try it, because it'll come back to me later in the race. Now I'm on the hard tyre, in theory, that's what I was thinking. So these people that are on the mediums stuck behind me, basically, if I can hold them up a little bit on the mediums, then they can't really beat my lap time on the hard tyre. So it didn't really work out that greatly, because everyone was quite a lot faster and just flew past me when they got a chance. So we watch Steve Stearns as he comes up side by side into the first corner. I go defensive, Steve Stearns down the outside. I skip to the outside camera, nearly turned in on me, but had a bit of a moment of oversteer by the look of it, so managed to avoid me. But that's brought GT Delhi straight into the race. So GT Delhi trying a little sniff down the outside as he just sums up where to go in the next couple of corners to try and get past. I go defensive, try and hold the inside line, make sure Steve Stones can't come back at me. And then again, just try and carry the speed as much as possible on the inside line so there's nowhere to go for anyone else. Trying to hold off Steve Stones again. At this point I know he's all over me, so just all I can do is really go defensive and try and hold him up a bit, like I say. He's got the better of me here though, so I just pretty much let him go. And once I notice he's side by side and down me inside, I'm not really going to fight too hard. Like I say, I know they've got the pace on me, the guys around me. So that's Steve Stones past me. We'll watch GT Delhi as he comes past me. GT Delhi actually on the soft tyres, so they'll be really keen to get past me, even more so than Steve Stones was. He won't know that I'm on the hard tyre, but yeah, he'll just suspect I'm really slow for some reason. But yeah, so GT Delhi is even more important that he gets past me quickly, because he's got the soft tyre to use and he's just wasting the tyre if he's sat behind me. So I've actually got a bit of a run back on Steve Stones at this point. Let's go to the exterior camera for a bit. GT Delhi's closing in on me now though. Looking for the inside line, but he's too far back. So thinks better of it, pulls back in. I didn't feel like the hard tyre was too bad. You did lose overall pace around the lap, but if you were chasing like this, someone in front of you, then it wasn't actually too bad. So down to GT now to try and catch me as fast as possible. We'll flip through and make sure that we're not missing massive action anywhere else. Not really. At the moment, no, not really. So stick with this. So again, GT Delhi chasing me. It's inevitable he's going to get past me. It's just a matter of how long. So Steve Stone's actually going into the wall there, and I make a place up, and GT Delhi makes a place up as well. So pretty nice of Steve Stones and generous of him to put it into the wall. Let's check on him actually, make sure see if he's got any damage yet. He's got engine damage and front right suspension and front bumper damage, so front aero damage, and he's got fresh tyres on, so it's a real shame that for Steve Stones. Bad timing. Obviously it's bad time to have a crash any time, but if you were going to come into the pits anyway, then it don't make as big a difference. But seeing as though he's just put fresh tyres on, he definitely didn't want to stop again. So unfortunate that for Steve Stones. It happened all on his own, there was no contact involved, but it's ruined his race a little bit. So GT Delhi still chasing me down. I'm doing a decent enough job on the hard tyres. He gets past me there though, just like that, all of a sudden. Just dives for it and he's past me. That was a difference in tyre in the end. Wouldn't really do anything about it, he just drove off at this point I think. Chased him for a little bit, but again I didn't have the tyre to stick with him really. Now he's off on the soft tyre. So I know it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I believe what I was doing there, trying to hold them up a little bit but as fairly as possible, is just another bit of race strategy that you can employ. So obviously it's not good if you're really holding someone up and they're like right on your bumper, but as you could see I was kind of holding my own to a point, and then once I was beat, I knew I was beat. So that's the important thing. Don't fight it too hard when the guy actually comes past. So anyway, let's check everyone else out, see what they're up to. I feel like I've been watching my own race for ages. Good fire coming from the side exhaust just behind the front wheels there on the Beamer. Specky Jock giving us a good show. It's possibly one of the most manly things I think you could have on your car, is side exit exhausts. Spitfire. It's got to be up there with anti-lag anyway, in my eyes. Watching Phoenix go around on his own pretty much, so just waiting for lap 26 now to keep an eye out. Ginger Tim on the grass letting people past again. Just want to keep an eye out for lap 26. I'll probably forget and miss it. So you see GT Delhi now, he's pulled away from me, got a decent lead after he's got past me. Steve Hobbs the next one to reel me in and catch me, with Vickle Pants not far behind him in 7 and 8th place. Passenger in 9th, and Mulson chasing him pretty closely now in 10th place. Pretty close racing between these two. Nice and clean as so far. It's always good to see the standard of driving worth a mention from everyone. As I skip through these replays, it's not often I pick up on massive errors from anyone, or or anything too bad. Every now and again there's a bit of a drastic moment, but that's racing at the end of the day. These things do happen. We all try our best, but accidents do happen between us. So it's to be expected at the end of the day. Oh, we've got Phoenix as he comes out side by side with Mulson and Basinger. Mulson and Basinger managing to carry on and get past there. Was it Phoenix? I think it was Phoenix coming out of the pits then. I might have got that wrong. Seems like he's a long way back if it was him. So Mulson having a really good challenge here on Basinger. Wants to get past, making his intentions very clear, sticking to his bumper corner after corner after corner. Just waiting for his opportunity now. Seems to have the number 420 on the side of his card as Mulson. Can't remember what that stands for, but someone once told me, and it was something a bit odd. I didn't realise it stood for that. I'm joking, I completely know what it stands for. I always forget about it, ironically. I've never celebrated 420 because I always forget about it. Anyway, it's Becky Jock in the pits now. Let's skip a bit of time on Specky. Comes out in 7th place. Still spitting his flames even as he comes out of the pits. So it puts me up into 6th place now, there's that. Or gets different strategies from everyone. He mixes up the order the whole way through the race, does he? So it's hard to keep track of where everyone is and what positions they're actually in relative to everyone else and their pit stops. So I could have done a hell of a lot of watching back and written everything down, but it would have been a hell of a complicated race and I'd have been watching it back for days. I probably wouldn't have even got the replay done this week. But it is my intention to get better and better week on week and just add that little bit of detail week after week. So hopefully that will come across slowly but surely as the season goes on. You've got to bear in mind I am still pretty amateur at all this and I am just trying my best, so don't expect too much of me. And thank you very much for watching whilst I'm at it. I appreciate everyone's comments and everyone sticking with me and watching the races. Basically makes it all worthwhile doing. So Eagle Pants gets past as Steve Hobb has a moment, goes wide onto the grass and drops down into 6th place. Eagle Pants moves up into 4th place because of that, and I move up into 5th place because of that. So unfortunate for Steve Hobb that was. Actually if we go back, Steve Hobb's taken 5th place back, I've gone into 6th place again. So I've missed every bit of action that's gone on here. Oh, catch me going flying off into the gravel, just completely understeering into that corner and going too fast into it. Chucked myself onto the gravel, get myself going again, but I've got a Specky Jock right behind me now. So I'm still on the hard tyre. The problem with the hard tyre, I didn't really consider when I went onto the hard tyre because I didn't do much testing on it, is that it's already a slow tyre. Oh! Got Specky Jock all over the place as I tried to avoid the back end of me there. Didn't look like I did anything naughty, but must have just caught Specky out a little bit and he just tried to avoid it, went all over the place because of it. What were I saying? Oh, I forgot what I was saying now. Specky, you distracted me. Anyway, Specky's dropped back a little bit now, just because of that. Like I said, I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, so Specky just getting caught out by my braking or something probably on the... Oh, I was on about the hard tyre, wasn't I? So the hard tyre, I didn't really consider when I went onto it, the fact that a worn hard tyre is really, really slow, because a brand new hard tyre is slow enough. So yeah, I was really suffering at this point with lap times. I've done the 151 was my last lap time if you look. So I was just looking at the clock, wanting to get further and further into the race before I went on to my final set of tyres. Basically, trying to hold out as long as possible. Specky Jock struggling to get past me at the moment though. Decided to go into the pits on this lap though, so I pulled in. In fact, I'll stick with me and skip my pit stop. And there we go, I come out in 10th, Mulson's in the pits, comes out in 11th. I should have skipped enough time now, I think, to make it up. Got Ginger Tim in the gravel, still just giving away the positions. Obviously he's right at the back, it doesn't really matter, just letting people pass, should I say. Getting out of the way and not ruining anyone's race. I ain't got a drink at the side of it and I really need one. Throat's really getting dry. Yeah, we'll give a bit of coverage to the guys at the back. So we've got Ginger Tim in 14th place, again struggling away with the McLaren. Broad in 13th place as he drifts it into the gravel. Sorry about that, Broad, catch you at a bad time. Pete Cooney in 12th, Mulson in 11th. Pete Cooney just steady away this race really. He started in 12th and he's still in 12th, so I don't think it's one of his favourite tracks, same as me. It's one of those love it or hate it tracks, and I know that me and B Cooney both dislike this track, so just nice to get it out of the way. It's good to see that he had a consistent race and managed to start where he finished where he, well, let's not jump the gun, but I think he finished around where he started. So at the end of the day, just a nice steady race really, no drastic moments and nothing too bad. Obviously it's always nice to make up places, but it's always good just to get a clean race, especially for this one of the season. Get a clean race under your belt and just enjoy it. It's not all about positions all the time. So as we're coming towards the end, I'm going to stick with a bit of a battle between us lot once we've all pitted, which I think we have now. So we've got me being chased by Steve Ob. In fact, we've got Ickle Pants being chased by Phoenix pretty closely. Stick with this for a few laps. Phoenix on the soft tyre at this time in the race with 15 minutes left. So he's either going for quite a long stint on the soft or he's, well, I'm not sure actually. I'm guessing he's going to the end on the soft, which is brave of him. I wouldn't dare do that on the soft tyre. Quite a long time. So GT Deli's in the pits now. We'll skip his stop, see where he comes out. As we see GT Deli coming out as me and Steve Ob just managed to get past him into T1. Steve Ob pushes me a little bit wide. No contact just with the line that he took, so GT Deli manages to get the cut back and take 6th place. Came out of the pits and managed to get in, both past him into T1, but he managed to get the cut back because we went deep into the first corner and got 6th place out of it, did Deli there, so it's good. This is the lap where I actually need to pay a bit of attention to me because of what happened shortly. So I've got Steve Bob chasing GT Deli now, and if we look at the tyres between them, we've got fresh tyres on Steve Bob, which goes down the inside of Deli, and on Deli's car we've got fresh mediums as well. So Steve Bob's just gone down the inside on the hairpin on Deli there, managed to make it stick. Deli now into 7th place, Steve Bob into 6th. So just felt like Deli was a little all over the place here. So this is the moment here where Deli just takes a completely different line to me as he went a bit wide into that corner, and I just didn't expect him to brake quite as suddenly as he did, taking a note of like the different lines that we were taking. So he just caught me out, completely caught me out. We had quite a good race, just to be fair to me and Deli. We had really quite a good race. It's by the way, that's got us both damage. But we had quite a good race up until that point. We'd had some good little battles in and amongst the race. So yeah, a bit of a shame that I ended up hitting Deli there, so I do apologise. Like I say, just one of those things. To me, that's a racing incident. I just got caught out by the point where you broke, really. I just wasn't expecting you to brake quite as heavily just where you broke, but mainly because of the looking back at the replay, and now I've got hindsight. Because of the lines we were taking completely different lines, so you were always going to brake at a different point to me. So I should have just given it that bit more room and given you that bit more respect. So I apologise again. It's one of those things, caused us both damage. It's not like I got away with it. So Diablo is now in the pits for a late stop from first. Let's see where he comes out after his stop. Actually comes out back into first, struggles his way through the first corner by the look of it. Oh, Skid Guru gets past him. Skid Guru gets past him. So he struggled out of that first corner by the look of it, and Skid Guru's made the place up. So Skid Guru into first with just over 10 minutes left. But we'll stick with Phoenix as he comes into the pits as well. Skip his stop, make up a bit of time. Oh, in fact, I'm going to go back to that point. Just one click back, because he comes out and he's got me and GT Deli down his inside just as he comes out of the pits. Managed to just tap me on the rear end, which he told me about, but I didn't actually notice at the time. And it gave him front aero damage, which were unfortunate for him, but just caught him out with the braking because me and GT Deli were having our own little battle, and he just came out of the pits into it, so probably didn't know what to do. Unfortunately, he ended up tapping me in the rear and got some damage. One of those things. Not the end of the day though, it's only aero damage. So we've got GT Deli leading out from me, and then Phoenix in 8th place now, and Mulson slightly behind at the moment, but gets into the battle in a minute. I'm pretty much just going to stick with this battle towards the end. And then just before the end we'll skip through everyone and draw it to a close for this week anyway. Red Bull next week for anyone that doesn't know, so it should be a good one. Most people have done quite a few races at Red Bull, I believe, so should be a really good race between us all. I'm hoping so anyway. Obviously I hope that every race is a good race, but it's not always the case, and it can't always be the case really. That's just racing at the end of the day. It's not always predictable. So I'm trying to go around the outside of GT Deli. I just feel like Deli's really slow in this last sector, so I'm trying to make up any opportunity I can on the corners through the last sector, knowing that I'm faster than him. I seem to be about equal pace to him, if not a little bit slower around the rest of the lap. So feel like I've got to really try in that last sector to make the place. 3 wide as we go into the first corner. We all keep it clean though. GT Deli still sticks in front. I'll go to the extreme inside. Deli don't give me much room, so I had to brake and back out of it as Deli keeps the place. Nice defensive driving there from Deli and cleanly done. Forced me to back out of it. We're all bunching up now as Deli's holding us up a little bit, I'm afraid to say. So bringing Mulson and Steestones into this race as well now. Slowly but surely they're catching up. So Phoenix doing a really good job, really close to my bumper now, getting a good run on me. I'm looking for the inside line into the hairpin, getting it done on the brakes. I just carry it around the outside the best I can without any contact, and managed to do alright, but Phoenix managed to get the inside line and got the run. I managed to keep the inside line for the next corner though, so Phoenix didn't feel like he could pull across in front of me, just didn't quite get in front of me enough to be able to claim the corner. So I managed to keep the inside and put it back up in front of him. Me and Phoenix have a habit of having good races in Simfx Endurance Championship. We've had a fair few last season, and I hope it continues this season. It's always good to race with Phoenix. We've had our mistakes as well, don't get me wrong, where we've had a bit of contact, but all in all it's generally quite good racing and very enjoyable. So all 3 of us now in this battle are suffering from some sort of damage or another. I think GT Deli's got rear aero damage, front right aero damage. I've got back right aero damage and whatever, and Phoenix with front aero damage, so interesting damage battle going on at the same time. Not that we really knew each other had damage at the time, but now I've got the replay to skip through, I realise that we did. Skip up the camera angles a little bit, coming towards the last 5 minutes of the race. Phoenix is hustling all over the back of my rear end for the last couple of laps. Good fun. I have to stick it around the outside again, giving Phoenix room, just in case he went for that inside line. Turns out he didn't bother on that lap, on that occasion. But giving the room just in case there is a dive from him. Certainly don't want to have any contact with 5 minutes left of the race. So although I don't want to give away places, I'm trying to race hard but clean, and everyone else is obviously. That's the name of the game. Mulsanne going a bit wide, bit deep into that corner. It is a corner you can take a different line into, to be fair, and tighten up the exit and get a straighter line as you come out the exit. So we'll give Mulsanne the benefit of the doubt on that one. Very close, as you see, GT Delhi, me and Phoenix all bunched up now, really close. Do we make it 3 wide again? No, not this time. Really good racing going on here though. I've got nowhere to go with Delhi hugging the inside line, going defensive, so struggle to get past, but Delhi just touches the grass there and that's all the difference. Makes a hell of a difference, so me and Delhi are past. Delhi goes to the inside to try and prevent Mulsanne coming past as well. Doesn't really give Mulsanne any room there in my opinion. Ends up having a bit of contact, but Mulsanne makes the most of it and gets past as well. So I'm up into 6th place, Phoenix into 7th, Mulsanne into 8th, and Delhi's just gone down into 9th, just from one little touch on the grass. It goes to show that when you're racing that closely and everyone's that consistent, it only takes one tiny mistake and that's it. You're heading backwards, and you're heading backwards quickly. So pretty good racing all in all at that point in the race, coming towards the end. We've got a lot of cars all in a row now. It's GT Delhi that kind of punched us all up and brought us all together, so it's Delhi responsible for the good racing really. He finds himself with Basinger and Steestones chasing him now. We've still got the battle going on between Mulsanne, me and Phoenix. Phoenix has got past me now though. I've missed that, but I would just want to try and be fair to everyone as we're getting towards the end of the race. I know our ending was pretty good, but I just want to cover everyone. Broad's just sat in the gravel, he's just given up. Ginger Tim's actually back into 13th place, so he's got back past Broad, made up 1 place. B Coon is still in 12th, Mr. Consistent started 12th, still in 12th, been in 12th, Mr. 12th. Basinger in 11th now, who is red glowing brakes in the Lexus into that corner. Steestones in 10th. Got GT Delhi being chased by Steestones, still in 9th place. Mulsanne in 8th. I'm in 7th place, ADG 123. Phoenix is in 6th place. Steve Bob having a good race in 5th place, back up towards the front. Specky Jock in 4th, had a really good race as well. Ickle Pants in 3rd, doing a really good job. Skid Guru, tyres are really warm, but he's doing a really good job. Really good race again to Skid Guru, congratulations. 2nd place at the moment. Diablo, again, really good race from Diablo. I believe it's about 7 o'clock in the morning when Diablo races. He's from Australia. He is in Australia when he races, so good of him to join us every week and put in the effort. A bit more effort than most of us probably, getting up at that time and making sure that he fits it all in. Anyway, so as we come towards the end of the race, Diablo's in 1st and really good job. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to wrap it up pretty sharpish just in case the recording ends. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like. If you've got a comment about anything or you think I can improve or whatever, comment away. I'll read them all and I'll get back to you if I feel it warrants it. And yeah, if you want to watch the rest of the season and you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe so you get the notifications about my my videos, and you'll be able to stick with the whole season that way and watch the whole championship from everyone's point of view. In the next race, I'll start going through the championship table every race as well, just to give you an idea of where everyone is, race after race, and points wise, and the difference between people. So yeah, without much further ado, we'll watch everyone come home as Diablo, I believe, comes over the line. Oh no, I think Diablo and Skid Guru actually end up with an extra lap. So yeah, we'll skip back to the action before it ends. So we've got Specky Jock and Steve Hobb chasing right to the end. Specky Jock looking for 4th place and Steve Hobb looking to take it off him. Seems like, again, being a new guy, Steve Hobb, first time I've seen his racing really tonight. Seems like a competent driver though. I think I have done a little bit of a fun race with Steve Hobb at some point, or I've certainly met him on track at some point and seemed like a good racer then, so full credit to him, good first race. Coming home in 4th and 5th, Ickle Pants in 3rd. I know for a fact that Diablo actually won, so Diablo came in 1st, Skid Guru 2nd, Ickle Pants 3rd, Specky Jock in 4th, Steve Hobb in 5th, Phoenix brings it home in 6th. As we watch him come towards the end of the race, coming across the line, coming over in 6th, ADG 123, which is me, in 7th. Good race for us. Steve Stones in 8th, GT Delhi in 9th, 10th and 11th, Basinger in 10th, sorry, Mulson in 11th in the end, very close finish between them. B. Cooney in 12th, predictably, as he started in 12th, being in 12th, as I just said a minute ago. Mr. Consistent. Ginger Tim looking to bring it home in 13th. We'll watch Cooney come over the line. Coming towards the end of the lap. But yeah, good race all in all. I really enjoyed it personally. Felt like Delhi had a bit of an issue with a couple of moves, but hopefully he don't take it too badly. I've apologised for my contact with him. It was completely unintentional, and hopefully he sees that, as we had many good laps racing together as well, where there was no contact whatsoever. So hopefully he appreciates it was just a bit of an accident, and these things happen. So that's pretty much it. Don't look like Broad's going to finish the race. So thank you very much for watching. B. Cooney brings it home in 12th, sorry, and Simfx Ginger Tim in 13th. Thank you again. I've been Eddie G. I really enjoy doing these races, especially when it's been a good race. I'll see you again next week. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, so you get notifications when there's another video up. See you again soon. Take care, and hopefully Red Bull's just as good.